Hello, Judah Nation. Welcome. I'm Angie Hipple. My sweetheart Chuck is here with me. And let's just dive right into a channel from Judah. And if you don't know who Judah is, then please take some time to visit our website at thejudahchannel.com and learn all about them or listen to some more videos to get the backstory. Hopefully, you're here because you love channeling and it's an inspiration in your life. So let's begin. Hello, dear and precious ones all around the world. We are Judah of the angelic realm, of the angelic nation. It is our desire to encourage you in your beautiful journey that is unique to you. And we are in a state of oneness and equanimity with you. We are your equals. We are higher vibrational beings. We are not the same as you, but we emanate from the same source and are evolving back into our perfected state in union with source. And we look forward to bringing you along the journey with us. We are like your big brothers and sisters pulling you down the sidewalk in your little red wagon. And you are seated in the red wagon there, happy to be pulled along by your big brothers and sisters as you journey, as you enjoy the process, enjoy the journey. We want to encourage you to refocus yourself on the simplicity of the journey. There are times where in this metaphysical space and the culture of spiritual media, there is a, we will say, subtle and then other times overt pressure on ones such as this vessel to conjure up something more fascinating, titillating, intriguing to the mind, to the ego mind. Or you see, the ego mind is a malcontent, never satisfied, always wanting more information, which is not necessarily of any value at all, and many times is, in fact, a hindrance. And so this pressure can be overt or subtle for one such as this vessel. And in fact, as she, with awareness, resists the temptation to succumb to this pressure of providing something titillating, entertaining, fear-based in order to draw you in, and instead continues to provide the simplicity of our message. Simple is good. Simple is good. Don't make things complicated for yourself. And so use your wisdom, use your discernment. Some are turned away from this vessel and her teaching, asserting that it is too simple, too simplistic, too elementary, not sparkly, glittery, not engaging or entertaining enough. And so they will, change the channel and watch something else. And we say, fine, good, fine. Move along to what your heart desires, what entangles and entrances you. We, however, will stay focused on what we are doing here, why we are here, and what we want to accomplish through our relationship, our partnership with this vessel. She not being less than us, but equal partners in the sharing. And so what is the simple message? Very simple. Wisdom principles, my dear. Are you listening? Meditate. For in your meditation, you discover who and what you really are without the noise of life, without the noise of the culture, and without the noise of the mind. It is okay if your mind is present and active in meditation. To have thoughtless, completely thoughtless meditation is rare. It is for the very spiritually advanced. But know this, it is good enough if your mind relaxes. It is good enough. So come to meditation regularly, every day, if you can. Relax the mind. If the mind is active, allow it. Allow it. Allow it. Resisting it is not of any sort of help. Come every day to meditation, be it 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, or perhaps it is simply 1 minute in bed before your feet touch the floor in the morning, or 5 minutes in the car before you open the door and step out into the parking lot to go into your workplace. Make time to relax the mind in meditation. If you don't know, quote unquote, how to do it, there is plenty of direction available for you in this day and time. And simply keep going until you find the pointers, the directives, the practice that works for you. And when that practice, if that practice ceases to work for you, then revisit, go inside, ask your inner being, what do I need to do differently here? What do I need to change in order to be more effective in my meditation? For change is an important, necessary, fundamental aspect of evolving towards your higher self. Why are we emphasizing meditation? For in meditation, as the mind relaxes and releases its grip on your inner being, you begin to discover who and what you really are. Many of you ask this vessel on many occasions, how can I connect to my higher self? How do I know what and when and if my higher self is speaking? How can I discern the voice of my higher self from my ego mind, from my egoic parts, my young parts, from other entities, angels and ETs, and even darker, lower frequency entities that might visit? How can I distinguish my higher self? Well, the answer is in meditation, in the quiet, in the peace that descends upon you as you practice meditation. You find there, this is you, this is who you are, this is you. You are peace, you are ease, you are effortless, you are allowing. This is what your higher soul is. This is what your higher soul feels like. This is where you discover your higher self and develop a relationship with yourself on a deeper plane in meditation. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. If you've given up, start again. There's no need to feel guilty, shame. There's no need for rules. There's no need for strict, stringent attitudes. As we have said here, all that's needed is that you relax the mind a little more than it was before you entered your meditative state. And if you struggle, you can set this as a goal, simply just to hold the body still. To hold the body still is a wondrous victory. Just holding the body still, even if the mind is still very active. Mm? Mm-hmm. 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 Why is it that children cannot hold their bodies still? They have an enormous amount of energy and they have not learned mastery over their energy and their attention and where they focus their energy and attention. And so in meditation, as you hold your body still, even if it's just for 30 seconds or a minute, then you can begin to master yourself, master the self. This is the job that is to be done. What is it that I am here to do, you may ask? What should I do? Do I need to read a book? Do I need to take a class? Do I need to say affirmations? What is it that I need to do? What you need to do is master yourself. This is the job that no one else can do for you. To master your thoughts, your emotions, your actions, your energy, where you focus your time, your energy, and attention. So evaluate carefully what helps you, what assists you in the doing of that. If it's being here and listening to this message, good, keep showing up. If you find that some modality, tool, teacher, teaching, message, practice, activity, non-activity enables you to have more mastery over your thoughts, your words, and your deeds, then keep coming back to that as long as it's working for you. And when it no longer works, and you've given it your best Boy Scout college try, then it's time to do something different. When this vessel taught young children, very young children, there were times she needed them to be focused or to do a particular task or give attention to something she was saying or a new concept. And this could be challenging, like corralling cats, as is said, with young children. And so she had tools, she had tricks, she had she had songs and rhymes and hand gestures in order to garner the children's attention, in order to help them focus. And she would use one of these tricks in her bag for a time, and it would be delightful to the children. They loved and enjoyed it. For instance, one she used to use, she would say, "Hocus pocus," and all the children would shout back at her, "Everybody focus." And they loved this. It was delightful. And then after a while, however, the trick ceased to work. And so it wasn't that she wasn't being a good teacher or they weren't being good students. It was simply that they had become immune to the modality. And so some of you also need to recognize when you become immune to a certain efficacy of a practice. If you have been a Buddhist all your life, perhaps a very happy one for many decades, but then you find simply that the practice is flat, ineffective, not helpful. Perhaps it is Christianity, reading the Bible. Perhaps it is 12-step. There can be yoga. There can be many different valid spiritual practices and tools that have been effective for you for a period of time. But you must know when you have outgrown them and you need something different. No one expects you to stay in preschool your whole life. No one expects you to stay in kindergarten year after year after year after year after year and still be happy there. How are you going to be happy in kindergarten if you are 15, 16, 17, 18 years old? You see, we have no ill feelings towards any religious practice or spiritual practice or modality. We only would say that when it's outlived its usefulness, it is time for you to move on to something new, something different, something more effective, something more graduated for you. For example, the 12-step process, in its original form, the 12 principles as given to Bill, calibrated in the 500s. This is a highly enlightened collection of spiritual practices. Yes. And there is a time and a season where this could be a good choice for you. And we would say that for some, if you are drinking yourself under the table night after night into unconsciousness or into foolery, and you have lost your ability to live your day-to-day life as a result of this desire for alcohol, it may be beneficial for you to say, to confess to someone, I am powerless over alcohol. I am an alcoholic. This can be an important step for you to admit the truth, to come into awareness, to allow for the reality of your situation, to confess it, to speak it to yourself and to another. But if you have spent many, many years making this confession, and you have gained victory and mastery over your addiction, how can it benefit you to pronounce over your life, I am an alcoholic? There is no benefit in it whatsoever. It then becomes a limiting perspective. A limiting perspective, and you are holding yourself in a container that is no longer serving you. There are many containers, spiritual containers. Listen carefully. Some of you, when you come to this channel, it is because it is an exact right fit for this time of your life and this stage of your journey. Then for others, it is too advanced, and you might respond to what you hear with judgment or criticism or fear and pull away. And that is okay. And for others, then you will find there will be a time when you have mastered the large majority of what we are sharing with you. It is your real lived experience. And so you may come here for enjoyment of the connection, but really, perhaps there is nothing more for you to learn from what we are saying. So understand that there are many containers. The Judah channel is a container. Christianity, Judaism, Islam, Mormonism, all of these are containers. Yoga is a container. Science is a container. Education is a container. There are many containers which can facilitate growth in your inner being for a time, but you must know when you have outgrown that container and it has ceased to be expansive for you and who you are, and become a liability, a restrictive situation. If you were a child and you had your parents bought you a pair of shoes to wear and they fit perfectly, how lovely is that? This vessel remembers when she would buy new shoes for her children, how much they enjoyed putting on their beautiful new shoes and wearing them out of the store. They could not wait to get home to put them on. They wanted to put them on in the store and wear them out of the store. But how silly would it be now, then, when they were 10, 18, 25, for she or anyone else to expect them to still wear the same pair of shoes? Nonsense, nonsense, and rubbish. This is what many of you have allowed to happen to you. You have allowed the church to be a new set of parents for you. You have exchanged your earthly, physical mother and father for new parents, the parent of religion, the parent of priest, the parent of political leaders, the parent of educators, the parent of your boss or the company that you work with, even the parent of a channeler. You see this vessel many more times in recent times. There are those who come to her and they are wanting assistance, and they are wise to come here to us and to her for assistance for what they are going through. This is wisdom. Mhm. And then after a time, however, if they are still coming back to be told, what to do from us or from her as if we were parents, then after a time, this is not the right call of action anymore. It is time for the one to begin owning their own power, owning their own wisdom and insight, learning, growing into their big cosmic shoes. And so for some of these, for some, she will channel very willingly in service to these young ones who are open and needing assistance and wisdom. And then there will be a time where she will cut them off and say, now it's your time. It's your turn to channel. You can connect with angels and guides on your own. I will show you how to do it. And then I expect you to do it for yourself. What would you think of a mother still nursing a baby when they are 8, 9, 10 years old, dragging their feet on the floor in the rocking chair? Or what would you think of a 10-year-old that still needed their mother to tie their shoes? Hmm? So again, understanding that this one, especially as a mother, understands, and as a school teacher, what is appropriate and right for her to do for you at your particular stage of growth and evolution. Mhm. And then she also understands when it is time to withdraw that support and expect you to do these things on your own for yourself. Yes? And this is the wisdom that comes with age and having raised many children, not just natural children, and not just the students, but spiritual children as well. And so when you seek out a guru, a teacher, a mentor in the spiritual space, you are looking for those who exhibit this sort of wisdom of a spiritual parent who has brought many, 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 many people into spiritual maturity. You cannot exceed, if you are submitting yourself to the teachings of a teacher, then as long as you are submitted and surrendered to that teaching, open and allowing that teaching, you have the potential to own any wisdom that your teacher has to offer. Yes? Mm-hmm. And then you must recognize in yourself when you have come to a point of mastery in which you embody all the wisdom that your teacher has given you. And then it is time for you to graduate and find a new teacher or be a teacher yourself. You see, the best teachers are good students. So be a good student of the ones to whom you are learning from. If this vessel, or if I and the collective of Judah say things to you that expand you, that grow you, that elevate your consciousness, that make you happier, that give you a sense of fundamental well-being, then stay and stay and stay. Not simply just to watch and listen and tickle your ears and entertain yourself, but stay and apply what is being said. Live it, experience it, do it, embody it, become it. You see, when this vessel would teach new math concepts to her students, perhaps long division or prime numbers or algebraic equations and so on, it did not matter to her. It was important that they listen when she taught and that they watch when she modeled for them an example of how to do it. But ultimately, what she was looking for is for the moment in which she was quiet, standing beside their desk, watching them in silence on their own do the task, do the equation, identify the prime numbers, work the long division. When she saw with her eyes, her lips closed, her hands to herself, seeing with her eyes her students doing the task all by themselves without her support, then, of course, she understood that she had done her job because the student obtained mastery over the new skill. So, come here, listen to this teacher teach. Watch her model for you enlightened life. Watch her model for you how to lay down the ego, how to be connected to source, angels, and the higher self. Listen, watch, learn as she models. And then it is time for you to do. For you to do. Do not fool yourself into thinking that watching videos such as these equal spiritual growth. They may point you to spiritual growth. They may embody wisdom and energy, and they may also activate you. But the activation is for you to take action and embody what you learn here. We titled this channeling tonight, Judah Roars. Why? We're going to tell you why. Lions can lay about in quiet repose, in rest, but they are always vigilant. And they always have a roar. They have a strength. They have fight. They have instinct. And they know when to use their strength, their power to appropriate what is best. You see, there is in this spiritual culture, in these circles in which you are a part of, having come here to this message tonight, of which this vessel is a part of as well. And there is a broad consciousness in this metaphysical spiritual community of love, of gentleness, of kindness, of compassion, of forgiveness. And there is a divine femininity arising in this spiritual culture that is needed. But don't allow yourself to get out of balance, for the yang and the masculine and the lion roar is every bit as needful as well. We do not want you to be pushovers. We do not want you to be passive in giving up your authority, your thoughts, your energy, your attention, your belief systems to anyone who traipses across your screen. Use your mind. Think about what is being said to you, what is being offered, what is true, what is a priority, what is of high service. How do you feel when you ingest certain information? If it causes you to be afraid, turn it off. If it causes you to feel bad, turn away. And don't give up your power to other people, places, things, ideas, to the containers of which we spoke. If someone is trying to force you into a container that is too small for you, or ill-fitting, ill-advised, or unhelpful, unhealthful, disease-ridden, anxious, you must find your power, find your roar, get out of that container as fast as you can, and don't look back. If your spiritual practice worked for you for a year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, wonderful. But if it is not working for you anymore, you must be a grown up. You must be mature and separate yourself from what no longer serves you. There is a time and a place for you to exhibit strength. And there is a time and a place for you to exhibit weakness. There is a time for you to be a lamb and a time for you to be a lion. And my dears, it is important for you to develop wisdom to know when to be a lamb and when to be a lion. And if you lack this wisdom, all that is required is that you ask. Ask, and it shall be given unto you. Seek, and you shall find. Knock, knock, knock on the door of Judah and all the eternal ones, and the door shall be opened unto you. Wisdom is doing what works. Look at your life. What are you doing that works for you? And what are you doing that used to work but no longer works? And if it no longer works, why are you attached to it? Release your attachment to everything that no longer works for you. If you are being a lamb and life is kicking you about and stomping all over you, and you are becoming a victim of your experience because of your lamb-like way, then it is time for you to roar a bit more. And some of you are quite the lions, and you have a bold roar, and it is time for you sometimes to acknowledge that exerting power in an overt way is beneficial in some cases, and in others, it is time for you to be more gentle and more of a lamb. And by this you shall know that you have achieved your fully enlightened state. It is said in the scripture that in the end of all evolution, the lion shall lay down with the lamb. And what is it that this speaks of? It is speaking of you, your inner being. It is speaking of your inner being, both the lion that you are and the lamb that you are, lying down together in perfect peace, in unity, in wholeness, in integration, in wisdom, each preferring the other, deferring to the other, each operating together with insight and understanding. So allow yourself to be both lion and both lamb. Men, many, not all, but many of you need to learn to be more lamb-like. And ladies, many of you need to learn to be a lioness and allow yourself to speak up for justice, for integrity, and for the true you, the truest, youest you that you are. Good. Good. Beautiful. Whew. I love that. So much good stuff in there. I want to go back and listen. I just want to encourage you, as Angie here, wherever you are in your spiritual journey tonight, whether you're flying high in a really highly enlightened state, or whether you're in some really extreme struggles, trauma, difficulties, it's okay. You're okay. You're not broken. You are welcome here. Keep coming back. If this is a container, the Judah channel and what you see here, if it's a container that's a good fit for you right now, and when you come, you feel freer, you sometimes, yes, uncomfortable. You're going to feel really uncomfortable by some of the things that are said. But is that discomfort leading you to release your ego and expand into more of your highest self? Did you have anything you want to share, sweetie? So I want to encourage you, keep coming back. I love that you have questions, and know that all your questions will be answered in due time. And I want you to know that there are thousands of hours of free videos here where you can get so much help for your life. And that is always available here for you. Now, I do want to share a few little announcements. Next Saturday, which is February 15th, the day after Valentine's, at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time from 1 to 3, we have a live event. It'll be on Zoom. If you can't show up at that particular time, you can still register and receive the playback. But if you're able to register and be there, the first hour is devoted to questions for Judah. So you can come with a question in mind, and we'll do our best to get as many questions in as we can. And then the second hour, we're going to do some straight up raw energy healing transformation. I never cease to be utterly amazed by the miracles and the transformation that people can get, even through this Zoom type format. I am able to actually merge myself with your permission, with your higher self in those sessions, and receive a lot of insight and work with Judah to clear things that are not serving you, that are hanging you up, get rid of stuck places, get rid of pain, disease, and begin to create more of the life that you want for yourself. So you can get registered for this. It's very inexpensive. It's available on our website, thejudahchannel.com. It's the live Q&A event for next Saturday. We are going to have one of these every month. One of the really cool things about registering and showing up for this event is that you then have that as a permanent part of your library with us in your student portal. And you can go back and use that healing session over and over and over as many times as you want. It's yours forever. Let's see. Also, I wanted to let you know that we do have a Spanish Judah family. When you go to our website, thejudahchannel.com, you can click on the link that says Espanol, and then you have the entire website, and all the resources we have available are there available in Spanish. We also have Judah Treats program available in Spanish, and we have a Spanish Judah channel on YouTube. So please spread the word for your Spanish-speaking family and friends. And the last announcement I have to share is we are going to have an amazing time in June. We are coming together for a worldwide Judah family retreat. a reunion. We will have folks come from all over the world. We'll be here in the mountains of North Carolina. We have all the information about it on our website. There are a limited number of spaces available. We cannot take more than 150 people. So go ahead and reserve your spot and save your pennies. We cut the budget down to the bare bones to make it as affordable as we could, so as many of you as want to come can be there. It's an hour and a half from the Charlotte airport, Charlotte Douglas International Airport. And maybe you can coordinate with some Judah family friends for getting there. The last thing I will tell you about is we have a beautiful family on Telegram, and it's called the Judah Family International. Once you download the Telegram app, and you can meet some beautiful high vibe people there that find people that have things in common with you. Come and be in our Judah channel container and grow as much as you can until the shoes just don't fit you anymore, and then you can find a different pair. So we'd love to see you there. You have anything you want to share, sweetheart? Okay, Chuck's going to be quiet tonight. All right, everybody. I love you so much. We're so grateful for you. Make it a great week. Make it a great week. Please take a moment to share this channel with someone else, to subscribe, to like. When you do that, it helps to underwrite everything we do here, and we appreciate it. Okay, take care.